Have you ever wanted to be the best? The very best? Like, no one ever was? Hello and welcome to Arcana Drive. My name is Arcana, but I won't be a driver this evening because I don't have my license. This video will contain spoilers for the following: Chainsaw Man, Berserk, and The Boys. If you have an interest in reading or watching any of these series, I advise you do. They are all fantastic series with rich settings, detailed characters, and are genuinely just downright fun to experience. Without further ado, let's begin. You may think me crazy to compare Makima, Homelander, and Griffith. The three series in question are all popular, but rather different in terms of settings, themes, and executions. What I think they have most in common is something shared by each series' primary antagonist. In Berserk and Chainsaw Man, the main antagonists are companions to the protagonists. They're friends, confidants, as well as mentors and inspirations. But there is a gap between them. The power that the antagonists hold creates a divide, not just between them and the protagonists, but between them and others too. In The Boys, the main antagonist is companion to no one, yet in a roundabout way forms relationship with those that oppose him, because it is the only way for him to maintain a lasting connection. They all wield unthinkable power, yes, but the cost of that power is being unable to form real attachments while all deeply wishing to be human, in spite of their inherent natures as monsters in their universes. Homelander is different. He doesn't have a close relationship with the main protagonists, but he is still in a similar situation. He is obsessed with having such a close relationship, forcing Queen Maeve and Starlight into relationships in both public and private. His whole character is motivated by maintaining the appearance of being loved, and even when he decides he wants to be hated, he doesn't stick to it. Instead, he keeps it behind closed doors and tries to grow a relationship with Ryan. It is even said several times in the series that perhaps if Homelander had been raised properly with a loving family, he may not have turned out the way he did. What makes these three similar? Simply put, the price they pay for the power they hold. Homelander cannot be close to anyone because they all fear his power. Said power even allows him to smell that fear, and he hates it. It is likely the cause of his belief in soup supremacy. He dreams to find an equal to him who isn't afraid of him by nature. Likewise, Makima is in the same position. She reveals that her obsession with Chainsaw Man is not to destroy all the things she dislikes in the world, rather, she's infatuated with him as the idea of an equal. As the control devil, she has dominion over everyone and everything, an ability she exercises quite freely. Unlike Homelander, not everyone is aware of her true nature, though characters like Kishibe do figure her out and become wary of her. Either way, her power prevents her from being close to others due to the control she wields over them, leading to her obsession with Pochita, the one who would be able to kill her, and thus the only one who could be an equal to her. Much like the other two, Griffith's stated goal is to find someone equal. While he has the power of the Band of the Hawk underneath him, as their leader and commander, he is ostracized. Even if this is out of admiration, being respected for his power and command, it is still a form of isolation. Griffith is looking for someone with guts and drive that matches his own. It is why he is devastated by Guts' decision to leave. That choice proves that he is the one for Griffith, someone who can disobey his command and dream for themselves, someone who exhibits strengths Griffith has never seen in others. The problem that all three of these characters have is that no matter how much they love or hate their power and control over others, they desire deeply to be human. Their power leads them to being ostracized by everyone else due to the fact that they are on the top. Ironically enough, leading to a critical lack of control and any stability in their lives. It's lonely at the top, and even second place is still below you. Even with all of their potential and power, Griffith being set to become King of Midland one day, Homelander's dominating presence within Vought, and by extension all of America's government eventually, and Makima's power and connections to rule the world if she wanted to, and yet, what all of them truly desire is a genuine connection with someone who isn't under their rule, someone to be equal to, someone to be happy with, someone to be human with. That begs the question, would they trade the power for love? In the case of Makima, I think it's complicated. Yes, she wants to live a happy life with Pochita, but she's ultimately happy to just be killed by him instead, which shows that her end goal isn't just to rule, conquer, and be happy with Pochita, but more so that she strives to perhaps be human. This is backed up by the fact that when Denji takes custody of Naita and provides her with a normal life like Makima had desired, leading to her having a life that isn't explicitly tied to her identity as the control devil, she is seemingly not very aware of her powers. Meanwhile, Griffith has less of a thought-out idea, but he's very willing to fight and battle with Guts to keep him by his side. When this fails, he throws everything away by trying to seek out comfort in the Princess of Midland, Charlotte. He loses everything, but is hopeful again once he is rescued by Guts. In fact, Despite what he has gone through in regard to the torture he endured, he seemed to be content with the return of Guts, until he became jealous of Guts' relationship with Casca. The bond with Casca was the first thing his dehumanized psyche attempted to ruin when he became Femto. Guts is one of the relationships that he has that doesn't feel imbalanced, and he fights like an animal backed into a corner to protect that. Deep down, he too longs to feel normal, and so, Griffith too would pay a heavy price for the love that feels real. Homelander is harder to discuss. He values his power above anything else, and is repeatedly stating how he wishes to transcend his own humanity, in the process killing any human bits he finds about himself. But this very likely is because it is all he knows. Homelander's relationship with others, even if he himself would never admit it, are the sole reason he takes so long to fully seize control of America. He can have whatever he wants, whenever he wants. He is by far the strongest being on the planet, yet the vitriol and fear everyone would have towards him in that case is not something he's interested in. Stan Edgar, Queen Maeve, and Billy Butcher are all characters that either exhibit no fear in him, or are brave enough to stand toe-to-toe with him, which is what he wants, yet they all despise him. He could decimate any of them, yet his deeply rooted desire for someone to show him their genuine feelings for him keeps him from outright killing any of them, even if all they feel towards him is resentment. In contrast, he not only despises and feels disgusted by the Deep, he only ever uses him as a pawn or henchman to his larger plots, because the Deep is terrified of Homelander, and does whatever it takes to appease him, even killing an octopus he was friends with to amuse Homelander and nothing else. This seems to imply if he was to form a genuine connection with someone, he very well may begin to question whether or not he needs his immense power. All he has right now is his power, so he clings to it as though it is his whole identity, and in truth, it is. We can safely say Homelander desires to be loved so intensely that he will accept blinding hate and disgust as close substitutes as long as they're genuine. This effect isn't limited to just fictional characters with powers beyond their means, rather, it is seen in real life too. Consider celebrities, musicians, even YouTubers and streamers have all complained that while they enjoy being popular and known for the jobs, they struggle to socialize because of their fame. Oftentimes, people make connections with them in order to benefit. Being famous and skilled at your work means you get people that only want to use you for it. In a similar fashion, some of those people do turn out to be, for lack of a better term, real-life villains, which I'm sure could be connected to the inherent loneliness of their quote-unquote power in this context. Clout chasers, or people wanting free art, or people who just want advice, or even just a VGen code. There are many pitfalls that come with making new relationships when you're in the limelight. You may notice a lot of popular creators are also friends with other popular creators. This is because they can understand each other and each other's loneliness the same. While they are at the top, it comes with the cost of being unable to connect with others who lead different lives, who don't get recognized on the street constantly or ask for partnerships every day for emails. Their fame and fulfillment comes at the cost of loneliness, a price that is very high for people to pay. In the end, we need other people, and other people need us. We cannot exist alone. If we could, solitary confinement wouldn't be a punishment, now would it? Throughout our lives, it is our relationships that put us forward through the uncertainties and cruelties of life, and living without any genuine ones is, as we can see here, a recipe for creating monsters. We can learn, through them, the importance of maintaining and examining our relationships. Without that, God knows where we'd all be. It is incredibly lonely at the top, because there is no one else up there with you. Would you be willing to pay that price? Thank you for watching. This is a bit of a shorter one, but I've been thinking about it a lot. I really love these series, so they're kind of on the brain often, and I was thinking a lot about how antagonists work and why they tick the way they do. And I realized that perhaps I'm just talking about things I like for fun, but to me it felt like there was a connection between the three. Thank you for watching, I hope you have a great day, and bye!